Thank you. Yes, it's the second day of the National Inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls here in Smithers, BC. Now, we've heard from testimony, very, very upsetting testimony and very heartfelt testimony yesterday with families giving their testimony. There's 25 families currently that are going to be publicly testifying. Today we have Angelique. Angelique will be giving her statements. Now, Angelique, can you tell me a little bit about why you're here today?
Well, I'm here. I was asked to come down and share a story about my sister that was murdered in Prince George, Teresa Humphrey. And yeah, she was brutally murdered, and the same time, there was a guy named Brian Arp that murdered two women. One young lady, she was 19. Her name was Marnie Blanchard. She was leaving a place where it was a nightclub where she was leaving. They pick her up. The guy picked her up, and they pick him up and put him in jail and then talk to him, and they let him go. They didn't have enough evidence. And when they let him go, and that's when he murdered my sister, Teresa Humphrey. She was a mother, a sister, and she was a most beautiful lady. She should give you her code. And then that's when she got murdered. So that's why I'm here for. I never want to forget my sister. She was my best friend. We were 1 year apart. She moved to Prince George with me. She followed me because I moved my family to Prince George. That's how she got to be in Prince George. And
that's absolutely, I'm very, very sorry. Now, Angelique, what does justice look like for you throughout this inquiry?
It's pretty hard to tell right now. I know that we have gatherings, we have red dress campaigns and all those things. I'm really involved in that because even though that we think that we're not going to make a difference, I feel like sometimes we're not getting anywhere. But by having all these things like this, like today, what's happening right now, it's so good because we have things happening in Prince George sometime, and I'm usually asked to go speak there. And I say, you know, sometimes we feel like we're really not getting anywhere, and hopefully by having this here we'll get somewhere. I think I tell my friends, I say, you know, sometime we can't let that light go out, even though we think sometimes nobody's listening to us. But there's people listening to us when we gather together. And even now this is a very special day for me. I was really honored to come to be asked to come and speak in here. I came here for my sister. We still miss her.
And you have a lot of courage, along with all the other families that are testifying today and yesterday and then tomorrow. Now, commissioners are listening to recommendations. What recommendations would you say for safety, for RCMP? What are you going to be telling the commissioners today?
It's just not to give up. Keep on looking in ways that they could help. Like I said, sometimes we feel like people that are in authority, they're really not listening to us. To get to know the families, they need to train the officers more how to deal with families and how to, because it takes 24 hours, some of the evidence to go away before. They need to move right away and start looking and believe the family when they come to them for help to look for these families that are missing.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you'd like to add today?
I really don't know. I'm just a little bit, it's really emotional in here listening to other different stories. And I just pray for the families that are here. And it's just really hard because you're opening wounds that you think they were gone, but they're never gone, you know, they're always there.
Absolutely, and we applaud your courage and thank you so much for opening up to us. Our thoughts are with you at this time. Now back to you in the studio in Winnipeg.